I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
So embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., famous for his perfect boxing record and flashy lifestyle, just made a major move in real estate. He spent $42 million to buy more than 60 rental apartment buildings in New York City, most of them located in Upper Manhattan.
What I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners.
This purchase is part of a larger $10 billion real estate project and stands out as one of the biggest property deals New York City has seen in recent years.
So Floyd is just piecing him up. Boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. Floyd was just boxing him up, which is what he does. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him. It doesn't even hurt his record. Also, money. He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
he's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah, because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax write-off. All sorts of things that goes.
Yeah, you got a good point. But those $1 million watches, they're not giving you those.
Mayweather's passion for affordable housing comes from his tough upbringing, which drives his mission to help families in need find stable places to live. Through his real estate company, Vita Properties, he's partnered with major industry players and expanded his portfolio to include shares in well-known buildings like Chicago's AON Center and the historic Old Post Office. However, questions have been raised about how much of the New York deal he actually owns. Property records don't confirm a full transfer of ownership, and some experts believe he may only hold a minority stake with the option to buy more later. So far, Vita Properties hasn't released any official details, which has led to growing doubts about the accuracy of Mayweather's public statements. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s business ventures are facing increased scrutiny due to his ties with Jonah Rechnitz, a convicted felon linked to a major federal corruption case. Rechnitz, a real estate developer and former associate of New York City jail union leader Norman Seabrook, pleaded guilty in 2016 to bribing Seabrook and later cooperated with federal investigators. Despite Rechnitz's controversial past, Mayweather has described him as a key figure in his business journey, especially in real estate. One major example is Mayweather's claim of a $42 million deal to purchase 62 rental buildings in Upper Manhattan. However, public property records don't show any official ownership transfer, suggesting that Mayweather may have only secured a minority interest with potential options to expand his stake later on.
First investment was real estate, commercial real estate, skyscrapers actually. So what I did was this. It started off with $5 million. Put up $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month. On every 18th, every month, it was paying off.
You like the cash flow?
Yes, for years. So I said, okay, if it's paying off like this, then, and I gave him 7 figures, I said, I'm not going to even give him 8 figures. I went and gave him 9 figures. If it's something that I know is paying off, lucrative and heavy, I got to go with it. Roll the dice, take a chance. You only got one life.
Rumors have been swirling that Floyd Mayweather Jr. might be facing financial troubles, with some claiming he's stuck in Dubai due to unpaid debts. These claims gained traction after Gervonta Davis, a former protege, hinted on social media that Mayweather hadn't been able to leave because of financial obligations. Boxing agent Rick Glazer also suggested that Mayweather's unusually long stay in Dubai could be tied to money issues. Still, it's important to take these reports with a grain of salt. While a few insiders have spoken out, there's no solid proof that Mayweather is being held in Dubai or that he's in serious financial trouble. Mayweather hasn't publicly responded to the rumors, and until official details emerge, his situation remains unclear and largely speculative.
Floyd went from being like a real exciting pressure fighter and he had a bunch of hand problems to like Money Mayweather, start talking, boxing people's faces off. No more hand problems, much more money.
Yeah, I love what he's doing too, beating up these YouTube guys.
It's crazy.
I love it.
It's so funny that these guys are willing to get beat up by him.
Well, I think they're all delusional.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches, this watch goes for $2 million, and they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but I want to show you, when I show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million, and so you hate him.
Reports have come out suggesting that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has, at times, bought luxury goods without fully paying for them, leading to disputes with sellers and creditors. One well-known case happened in 2021 when Leonard Swimonov, the owner of Lenzo & Company, filed a lawsuit against Mayweather. Swimonov claimed that Mayweather purchased several high-end watches and pieces of jewelry worth over $4 million, but only paid part of the total, leaving an unpaid balance of around $3.88 million. This kind of spending, big purchases followed by incomplete payments, raises questions about how Mayweather manages his money. Living off credit and pushing off payments can be risky, even for someone with massive earnings, and it can create problems with lenders and damage financial stability. Despite these concerns, Mayweather has long been one of the highest-paid athletes in the world. He reportedly made about $275 million from his 2017 fight with Conor McGregor, one of the biggest paydays in sports history. However, some of Mayweather's own claims about his earnings have been challenged. He said he made $350 million in one night, but not everyone believes that. Former MMA fighter and commentator Chael Sonnen openly questioned those numbers. He called the idea of Mayweather making $250 million from a single fight a joke, suggesting the figures were inflated for publicity. While exact numbers can be hard to verify, one thing is clear: Mayweather's wealth is closely tied to how he markets himself and the high-profile fights he takes on. The mixed reports about his earnings just show how tricky it can be to get the full picture when it comes to finances in the boxing world.
I'm speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather is supposedly held hostage in Dubai. Devontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get online right now. And you old people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
Floyd Mayweather often talks about how much money he's made, and while it might seem like harmless self-promotion, it raises a bigger question: why does he feel the need to exaggerate? Mayweather has built his public image around the idea that he's untouchable when it comes to money, always pushing the message that his wealth has no limits. But when people like Chael Sonnen publicly challenge those claims, it makes you wonder, is Mayweather more focused on looking rich than actually being rich?
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
And, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
In June 2021, Floyd Mayweather Jr. took on YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul in a much-hyped exhibition match at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The event was a major financial success, reportedly bringing in over $80 million. Mayweather is said to have earned around $65 million, while Paul made about $15 million, but a payment dispute has since come up. Logan Paul claims he wasn't fully paid for the fight, saying Mayweather still owes him between $2 million and $5 million. "No, he has not paid me in full, that's a fact," Paul said, adding that he plans to sue. "We're taking this one to court. See you in the courtroom. Congrats on going to prison, Floyd." Mayweather has denied the allegations, calling them false and saying all payments were made. He claimed Paul's accusations are just a way to grab attention, saying, "This is the guy who said he didn't get paid," which we know is truly false. The back and forth has continued publicly, with Logan's brother, Jake Paul, also weighing in. Jake criticized Mayweather's recent fight demands, pointing out that Floyd still hasn't resolved payment issues from the Logan fight. He argued that it's hard to take Mayweather seriously when he still owes money from a past event. Meanwhile, Showtime, the network that aired the fight, has stated it completed all of its financial obligations to Mayweather Promotions, which was responsible for paying the fighters. That suggests the issue may be within Mayweather's own organization, not with the network.
First off, he's never gotten $100 million for a fight. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete over Christian Ronaldo.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is.
So if you had to guess, what do you think's the most Floyd ever made in a fight?
Oh, I think that Floyd's he's probably made about 60 million before in one night. But no, there's 100 million, 130 million. They just didn't have it. I know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
Do you think he blew through all of his money?
I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about 100 million. People think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you, he didn't. No boxer's ever made 130 million in one night.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith has made it clear that he's uncomfortable with Floyd Mayweather's approach to exhibition matches. While he understood the decision to fight Conor McGregor, given McGregor's background in combat sports, Smith drew the line when Mayweather started facing opponents who weren't at his level, seemingly just for an easy payday. According to Smith, this kind of matchmaking hurts the legacy Mayweather spent years building. He believes Mayweather seems more focused on making money than on securing his place in boxing history. In one direct interview, Smith asked Mayweather, "What matters more, your money or your legacy?" The question was straightforward and seemed to call for some serious reflection. But according to Smith, Mayweather's answers always circled back to money. He would talk about being smart with his business ventures and how much revenue he's generated. To Smith and many others, it came across as an athlete more focused on wealth than the respect that a lasting legacy brings. This money-first mentality has influenced younger athletes, according to Smith. He argued that today's rising stars don't look up to Floyd for his boxing skills, his footwork, or his legendary ring intelligence. Instead, they admire his bank account, the spectacle he's created, and the persona he's built. Smith believes this is harmful to the sport, as it sends the wrong message, that money matters more than mastering the craft. In doing so, it risks undermining everything Mayweather once stood for. Promoter Eddie Hearn has also expressed doubts about Mayweather's reported $1 billion fortune. Despite making over £700 million by 2019 and topping Forbes' rich list, there are concerns about Mayweather's financial situation after retirement. His ongoing exhibition matches against various personalities have fueled speculation that his expensive lifestyle may have taken a serious toll on his wealth. However, Mayweather insists that he's still taking part in these matches for the fun of it, not because he needs the money.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe
Floyd Mayweather's involvement in cryptocurrency promotions has sparked controversy over the years. In 2018, he and music producer DJ Khaled were charged by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for failing to disclose payments they received for promoting initial coin offerings, ICOs. Mayweather didn't report receiving $300,000 from 3 ICO issuers, including $100,000 from Centratech, a company that was later charged with fraud by the SEC. Both Mayweather and Khaled settled the charges without admitting or denying the SEC's findings, with Mayweather agreeing to pay over $600,000 in penalties and interest. More recently, Mayweather promoted a new cryptocurrency token in partnership with Soil Aurora, a figure tied to several other celebrity-backed crypto scams. Blockchain investigator Zach XB pointed out this connection, highlighting Mayweather's direct involvement with at least 3 rug pulls, where developers abandon a project after collecting money from investors. This pattern of promoting dubious crypto ventures has raised serious concerns about Mayweather's role in potentially misleading investors.
I think they get told that I'm a bad guy, but then all of a sudden, like, you meet these people and you spend time with them and they're like, it's like Mayweather. It was the same thing. Like, when I went in the gym, he was like, I heard you said this, heard you said that. And then I kind of just go into my flow, and in the end, he's kind of looking at me going, you're actually all right. I'm like, yeah. And the same as with Shakur. When we signed Shakur, it was a little bit like, almost like looking at me thinking, not sure about you. And then I think they just get to know you. They realise your intentions. And we're straight. We're straight as an arrow, mate. We'll never let you down. We always pay you on time. And we always deliver. So, and we love boxing. And we're passionate about your career. And I think when they understand that, they start to realise this is actually a good spot for me. And I like being part of the team.
What would have happened if you'd have promoted Floyd?
Look, Floyd was a great self-promoter anyway. So I think together, maybe we would have clashed, you know, because it was like a fight for the microphone. But, you know, Floyd was, I think Crawford would have been different. I think we'd done a great job helping his profile out, unintentionally, but just being us.
In early 2022, a class action lawsuit was filed against the cryptocurrency company Ethereum and several celebrities, including Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather Jr. The lawsuit accused them of promoting the Ethereum token in a way that resembled a pump and dump scheme. It claimed that their promotions artificially drove up the token's price, tricking investors into buying at inflated prices, only for the token's value to crash afterward. Kim Kardashian faced further scrutiny from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for not disclosing a $250,000 payment she received to promote Ethereum on her Instagram in June 2021. In October 2022, Kardashian settled the charges by agreeing to pay $1.26 million. This included $260,000 to cover her payment with interest and a $1 million penalty. She also agreed not to promote any cryptocurrency for 3 years.
Mr. I don't lose at nothing is back.
Correction, Mr. just got unbanned from scamming is back. This time, he's selling NFTs. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this is an obvious scam if you can just read the signs, but since Floyd can't read, I'm going to explain it to you all by telling you the history of Floyd Money Mayweather and crypto. Our story starts in 2018 when Floyd Mayweather was banned for 3 years from promoting securities after scamming his fans with an ICO called Cintratec. He was promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam. And now that it's 2022, his 3-year securities ban is over and he's back to scamming again. He's currently being sued once again for his promotion of Ethereum Max alongside Kim Kardashian, and also has gotten really into NFTs.
Chael Sonnen, a former UFC fighter and analyst, has publicly questioned the financial success and authenticity of the 2017 Mayweather vs. McGregor fight. Despite official reports, Sonnen claimed the event wasn't a sellout, pointing out that there were thousands of empty seats at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. He said he was instructed to falsely report that the arena was packed, even though he could clearly see many empty seats. I stood on the floor of the arena and was told to tell the world it was sold out. I could look and see thousands of empty seats, Sonnen stated. Official records back up Sonnen's claims. While the T-Mobile Arena, configured for boxing, has a capacity of around 20,500 seats, only about 13,094 tickets were sold, with an additional 137 complimentary tickets given out. This resulted in an attendance of around 14,623, over 5,000 seats short of a full sellout. Before Floyd became Money Mayweather, he was already in financial trouble. Reports surfaced that he was facing jail time over unpaid taxes. To avoid prison, he borrowed $2 million just to pay off part of his debt. This wasn't the story of a financial genius, it was the story of a man barely managing to stay afloat.
Celebrities conspired with Ethereum Max to promote the token to boost its value so company executives could profit by selling the holdings. The judge said the lawsuit raised legitimate concerns. However, he dismissed the suit because it didn't say where, when, or even if the plaintiffs had seen these promotions.
The numbers don't lie. At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed $22.2 million to the IRS. For someone who claims to be the wealthiest athlete alive, that kind of tax bill raises serious questions. It suggests that his flashy lifestyle might have been more of a facade than many fans ever realized.
Me and Eric B were at, from Eric B and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather, that's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E, he needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy, he owns Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought I was crazy, said, yo, loan me $2 million, I want to sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the boxing business.
Floyd Mayweather's wealth is undeniable, but the flashy lifestyle may be more about branding than reality. While he's earned big money from high-profile fights, his financial troubles, like tax bills and questionable business ventures, suggest that his image of being untouchable may be more of a facade. The truth? He's likely wealthy, but his financial stability may not be as solid as he claims.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.